In the ranking section, you'll find several pages that display sites' rankings so that you can visualize them in different ways. The first one is the dashboard. It gives you a bird's eye view of your rank changes over the last day, week, and month. In other words, if you want to look at your overall progress quickly, the dashboard is where you'll go. At the top, you can see the total number of URLs and terms you have tracked. Under Terms Ranking Changes, you can see the last 24 hours, 7 days, and 30 days changes. Also, how many terms went up, went down, and didn't change for each of those periods. Under that, you'll see the current ranks. Current ranks show us the current positions, how many terms are in the first position, and how many are positioned in the number range 2 to 3, 4 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 100, and 101 plus. In this section, you see each group's current number of terms. You can also see the change of each position's group, since 24 hours ago, 7 days ago, and 30 days ago. Under that, there are two lists, biggest jumps and biggest drops. It shows us the last 24 hours biggest ranking jumps and drops of the terms in the account. You can also click View All at the bottom right to go to the URL view and see the rest of the drops or jumps list. You can click the Download button in the top right corner to create a dashboard report, which you can download later in the Report Center. The second one is the URL view. The URL view is like the main page of ProRankTracker. You can go to this page when you want to see all your tracked terms rankings in order by URL. At the top, you can see the filter option. When you click on it, you will see several options to filter the data on the URL view page. From search engines and location to term rank. For example, if you want to see all the terms ranked between 1 and 30, you can enter that and click Filter, and the page will now only include tracked terms with a rank between 1 and 30. To the right of the screen, you have a download option. You can instantly create an overview report of the data from the URL view. Below this area, you can find the stats. Similar to the dashboard, it shows us the tracked URLs number, the terms number, and the last 24 hours, 7 days, and 30 days changes for the terms we see on the page and their position groups. The URL view lists your tracked URLs and shows us each tracked term for each URL. Each URL has its own box, and in each box, you can see an inner table of terms and their rankings. By default, you'll only see 4 terms for each URL. That's the preview. You can expand the preview by clicking Show All. You can also click Show All here at the top right to expand all the terms on that page. The columns that you see are the default columns: type, term, term combination, which has the location and mobile settings that the term has, index URL, as it appears in the search engine, rank, which is the current rank, day, yesterday's rank, week ago rank, month ago rank, volume L, which stands for local volume, and trend, which shows a 30-day progress graph so you can easily visualize the progress of each term. At the top of each URL section, you'll see icons representing the rankings average, the highest rank, and the number of ranks you have jumped, dropped, or stayed the same for that URL in the last 24 hours. The icons at the top right give you quick access to edit the URL, to view it on daily view, and on full SERPs. Please note, as mentioned previously, those columns are just the default ones. There are other columns that you can display. Title, as it appears in the search engines. Base rank, the first tracked rank. Top rank, the highest ever tracked rank. Language, location, search engine, device, global search volume, and tags. You can select up to 12 columns on the URL view. You can drag and drop the boxes to rearrange the order of the data columns that appear next to each term. You can see a number, and you can order it the way you want, from one left to right, 1 to 19. check and uncheck to show or hide your preferred columns, and save. You can order the URLs on the page using several options in ascending or descending order. You can also set the order of the terms on each inner table the way you want. For example, you can set it by rank if you want to show it from the highest rank to the lowest rank, or vice versa. Other options are day, week, month ranks, search volume, etc. Bulk actions allow you to perform actions on multiple URLs or terms simultaneously. If you select URLs, the three relevant actions are updated on demand, means you can update the rank of all those terms of those URLs all at once. Add URL groups and delete URLs. The actions below are terms actions. You can, for example, select several terms from different URLs and perform those actions. The multiple terms graph is a valuable tool for showing all the terms from the different URLs or from the same URL in one graph. In the ranks history graph window, as entered from the trend, you can see several different terms on the same graph instead of one term. Other actions are add term note, delete terms, and tag terms. You have probably already noticed that when I select terms, 5 icons appear at the bottom of the table. They allow you to perform actions on the selected terms. Viewing graphs, updating on demand, tagging, adding term notes, or deleting. Now let's go to term view. While URL view orders the tracked terms by URL, the term view orders your tracked terms and gives you a breakdown of how a URL is ranking for each combination for that term. For example, if you have multiple URLs targeting a single term, or one URL tracked across different search engines or locations, this view will show you all those combinations in the same place. You can set the minimum number of combinations right here. The default is 2 combinations, which will show you every term with at least 2 URL combinations. We'll make it higher to get fewer results in this example. You're now seeing, for example, the term electric guitar with multiple URL combinations from different locations. You can see terms set for Poland, Berlin, Italy, and Brazil. So for each of these combinations, they're shown in the table under the term. For this specific term, this area allows you to see how you rank on the different URLs or URL combinations. Everything else here is pretty much the same as on the URL view. The filter is the same. The download will also create a term view report, which can be found later in the report center. The stats also work the same way. The daily view is where you want to go when you want to get a visual idea of your progress of your rankings over time. When you access a daily view page, you'll see each tracked keyword for a specific URL along with a day-to-day view of its performance over the last month. You can change the date range at the top for different periods. For example, we can select one of the URLs in our account and change the date range. Then for each tracked keyword, you'll find a graph and a table. The graph shows you the progress, and on the table, you can view the rank per date, the URL that appears in the SERP, index URL, the page title as displayed in the SERP for this date, and any notes you've made about that term. You can create a daily breakdown report directly from this page and locate it later in the report center. The daily view filter is a bit different. It has relevant filters to see just the terms you want under the selected URL. The bulk actions section allows you to show multiple terms on one graph or add term notes to the terms you select. Table settings allows you to customize the organization of the page. You can use the drop-down menus to select the order of the terms and the number of rows per page, which columns to show, and in what order. You can also select what you display, tables and charts, the default, tables only or charts only. So for example, if you click charts only, you will see the charts without the tables. Last but not least, we go to the full SERPs section. This area is a very powerful and advanced competitor analysis tool. It shows you the whole top 100 results for each of your tracked keywords. You can select any of your URLs. Select a term, a date range, and what to display. From top 10, top 20, top 30, top 50, and 100 results. Then you'll see a list of all the top 100 results for this tracked term. For each, you can see the URL and the title below. Who is information if you click the I icon. Longevity, how long has this term been in this rank? Top, the highest rank of this URL in the date range. Bottom, the lowest rank of this URL in the date range. And trend, the last 30 days progress of this term. The highlighted URLs, which you can see with the yellow highlights, are the URLs tracked on your account, so you can easily spot them between the results. You can see all the data under the List tab. When you click Chart, you'll see the results on a chart. The progress of each URL from the current top 100 results for the date range you have selected. Let's select the top 30. You can now see the current top 30 results and their progress over time for the select date range. Here you can click Download at the top right and create a full SERPs report, which you can locate later on the Report Center. That completes all the ranking section. You can now enjoy multiple powerful ways to view, visualize, and analyze your rankings on ProRankTracker.